A lot of you may not have seen this room or been in this room with me for a very long time. Actually, I'm going to put you down to talk about this. I am in the room that we have lodged out for the past 2 years, and we've just had our most recent lodger leave literally yesterday, and we were so sad to see her go. But actually, it's come to the time where we're going to be reclaiming this room back. So we're no longer going to be renting it out, lodging it out. So if you don't know or weren't watching us then, I will put down below the kind of lodger reveal that we did a while ago of this room. But it means that we have now more access to the back garden because this has a little patio and doors going straight out to the garden. It's a beautiful light room. And we also have next door a toilet, a sink and a shower. I don't think we'll use the shower, barely ever, but the toilet probably we will use quite a lot. But anyway, we're not going to keep it as a bedroom because, I mean, we've got a big enough house with plenty of bedrooms for the two of us and friends and family to still be able to come and stay. So we're going to be turning this more into like a multi-purpose room. Just before we jump into the makeover, I wanted to show you what the room is looking like right now. So it's got lovely access onto the garden, and the room generally isn't in too bad a state. We want to move this bed so we reclaim a little bit more space, perhaps put a sofa over there in the corner and possibly also some built-in shelving. But this is the plan that we have so far. So I'm thinking a little bit of a coffee table in the middle, perhaps quite a nice rug sitting under an L-shaped sofa bed. So we still want to be able to hopefully have guest stay. And then I think over in this corner, I will keep a desk with a seat, kind of looking out on the window, but I'm not convinced on that one yet. We'll kind of see how it goes. And then if I show you, I can also go into 3D instead of this bird's eye view. So hopefully I can walk in this space a bit with you now. Here we go. And you can visualize the space a little bit better. So the sofa bed there, and then the desk looking out onto the window. And then if I spin around, you can see the shelving that we're also hoping to pop in. So that's what we want to achieve, but let's jump into the makeover. I've waited about a minute for them to dry. I think already I can rule this one out on camera. It doesn't look so pink, but it is quite pink. This one's got like a greeny tone to it, which I'm not so sure about. And I think this one might be too dark grey. So maybe one of these. But funny enough, that one is looking like a light grey on camera, but it's not. It's so difficult to show colours. I don't know, well maybe that's how it actually looks in real life, but to me, goose feather could be a winner. Today I'm gonna get cracking with painting. I ended up going for Melhuish-Sprague goose feather, which is the one at the top here. Definitely comes out a little bit more grey on camera. I'm sorry if it's really echoey in here, but I picked that one up yesterday, and it is a Melhuish-Sprague colour rather than a colour match. So I am hoping to do one coat on the ceiling. I'm going to keep it white, and the white that I'm using is one that we've used before. Actually, this was out in our shed, and it's just a Leyland's basic white. The ceiling doesn't look too bad, but you know, just like that freshen up feeling. I just want to do at least one coat on the ceiling, and then I think the walls are probably going to need a few. Before that though, I need to move out the rest of the furniture in here, put something down on the floor, and then clean the walls. candle set seems really impossible to get off of our walls. Number one, we did go for really cheap paint in here, which wasn't washable. So now that I'm trying to wash it off, kind of is just smudging in. I'm also trying with soap sugar and fairy liquid. I'm cleaning, but I think I'm just gonna have to be okay with the walls being a bit, well, a mess, should I say, until I paint. I think painting over it is the only way around it. But I'm still gonna clean the walls because it makes me feel good. I didn't realise that candle soot could be that bad, but I also think I've just smudged it around the wall, which hasn't helped. So I'm now going to go in with a white coat on the walls too, just in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm not going to be able to get rid of that by washing it, so I'm going to white coat it first, like an undercoat. Now starting to get dark. I did more than I thought today actually. As you can see behind me, you can see the colour difference. Loving goose feather. I think it's just the perfect colour. It's warm, but it's not too much. Obviously it's only had one coat, so it's not looking the best. It's still a little bit patchy. And I've left this bit because that shows you the colouring a little bit better. We have more of an idea for the plan of this room now. It is Saturday today, and on Monday we have a sofa arriving here, which is so exciting, a gorgeous sofa bed. And so we're thinking, it's got like a lovely chaise here and it will run along down this wall. And my plan was to put some shelving, oh, will it focus? There we go. Shelving along this wall here, so doing a bit of an IKEA hack with the Billy bookcases, putting 3 of them along here, kind of making them look built in for some lovely decor and storage at the bottom where you can like open cupboards. So we've decided that we are moving this radiator. We're going to buy a different radiator actually, it's going to be a little bit slimmer, and that is going to go in here because the sofa actually comes quite far up to the shelving.
Sorry.
You're being really noisy.
Just got to rinse that cloth with all paint in it.
What I didn't mention is that I also decided that goose feather would look really good on the interior of my car, which I've been trying to get out all day today. Basically, put the tin in the front footwell of my car. Literally just went to move out of the car parking space at B&Q. It slightly dinged my door and the lid popped open and went everywhere. They did say that sometimes it's to do with like the pressure because they've obviously been shaken so much. Anyway, back to this. So hopefully I'm going to paint it the same colour as the Billy bookcases. I'm just deciding, so for the trim and woodwork on in here, I want a bit of a deeper colour. So I've got one that's just like one shade, and then this one here which is a little bit darker. I'm going to see them in the morning, but the bookcase will be painted in that colour too. So Ollie's going to try and get this one off the wall so that I can fill it and paint it a little bit tonight. But we will catch you in the morning. We haven't checked in much today. It is the day before the couch arrives. And we're a little bit behind schedule. Not because we haven't been working, but just because we're probably a bit ambitious.
We're always ambitious.
Too over-ambitious. As you can probably tell, we've started doing the trim work. I took your guys' advice on Instagram and decided to go for the tonal colour. And today we also painted another coat on all of the walls. Don't know if that was focusing. And we also went, our garden's a mess, so maybe I won't show you. We also went to IKEA to pick up the Billy bookcases because our plan is to do the built-ins over there. But we wanted to make sure that we had them to fit the radiator into. So as you can see here, the radiator's now off. That needs another coat of paint. We have brought all of the wires back to here. This is the trim colour that we're going for, so it's just a little shade darker. And the bookcases are going to go along here, and the radiator's hopefully going to slip inside. So we want to get one built and kind of to a position so that we can get the radiator back in. Today we were working on the bookcases, quite a royal we, because it is mostly Ollie. So we built with these, which are the...
Mostly.
Okay.
It's all me.
Okay, well, I'm chivying you along.
You made lunch.
Yeah. And I am doing things, but just not this. Anyway, we are trying to do a little bit of a hack of the video bookcases. So we've got them in, we've got the lovely ramp, as I call it down here. And then we're going to be putting skirting board around the bottom, hopefully some trim, as Ollie's showing, there, down the middles. And then also onto the bookcases, making them thicker, and then we're going to paint this the same colour as the woodwork down there, so it's going to be lovely and dark and moody. And then my hope is that we can put some lights behind this little lip here so that it all lights up inside and it's really gorgeously cosy for the snug.
Fancy.
I'm not so sure it's going to be fancy, but we are going to try and fill in all of the holes and just make it look as nice as possible. Now, we also decided to move the radiator.
That's going to be fun.
I mean, it actually looks like you do think it's going to be fun. So the old one used to be here and it was quite thick. It was actually lovely and warm, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But as you can see here by these boxes, we have a lovely sofa going in here. And it was coming out quite a way, and I really wanted to make sure that we had enough space for the sofa. So we've decided to hide the radiator down in here.
It's quite small.
I did tell you we could get a bigger one. Do you think we should swap it for a bigger one?
Oh, I'll have a look online.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We could have probably gone to 600 by 600. I think that's 5.
That's
5 by 6.
5. I mean, I haven't got the valves on it yet. I'll add a bit of width to it.
Yeah. Anyway, the hope was that we could hide the radiator down here because the sofa is actually coming quite up to about here. We'll see how it looks. It just means that the radiator kind of like isn't in the way in the room. It has to go, because the pipes are here, has to go either along this wall or here basically. So that's our next job. And then it's basically putting the wardrobes in and trimming them out, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
So typically we went for plan B. And we put the radiator back where it was. This isn't the same radiator, it's a new one. It's much skinnier. And we think it's going to fit perfectly with the sofa because it's not taking up too much space. So we've changed the electric boxes over so that they're better spacing. And now we can finally have hot water. Woohoo!
It's been so long.
I know. And we checked the radiator and it works and it kicks out a lovely heat because obviously this is a lot more modern than our other one, so we could have it a bit slimmer in here. And with the height, it'll be hidden by the sofa, so that's great. Which also means that now this should be a lot quicker because we don't have to fanny around with trying to get the pipes in.
Holes or pipes, put the radiator in a tight spot. No, really easy.
Yay.
He says.
It is now dark, but they are up. We've started putting some shelves in. We've decided to space them quite a bit because we think they will look less like Pax bookcases. Billy, that's what I was going to say. And I just wanted to run through what we've done. Now, obviously, you can adapt this for the size of your room. So we don't have a huge amount of height in this room. So
we have CLS stud-work base.
Yep, and we've screwed that into the back rather than screwing it into the floor, haven't we?
Yeah, so it doesn't damage the floor and it's still pretty stable. Then on top of that we have 22mm moisture resistant chipboard. That's just leftovers from upstairs, so any kind of scrap sheet to go on top.
Mm-hmm.
Then we put some little blocks in to keep them from moving around. And then we have screwed them in through the little holes to keep them together and to keep them lined up.
So rather than using the IKEA ones which come out, we went for these so that I can fill them in. And so the next step after this is these, which are, how thick are these? 12 centimetres.
Millimetres by 44mm white strip wood, which we've got loads of. We've got some like old bits banging around, but we needed some more, so we got a new pack, and they are going to go over like that.
Basically all over it to make it look a little nicer, hopefully.
Yeah.
This one is being super impatient. We haven't finished the shelving, although it's looking really good. And we do need to fill and sand these, but
I really want to put the sofa up.
He just really wants to put the sofa up. So I've said on one condition, the sofa can go up if it gets covered.
So we can get some sheets from Screwfix, cover it in plastic.
So that we can sand in here.
So we can sand and get the sofa up.
Okay, go on then.
Good morning. So today we have got to get cracking with the shelves behind me. I'll show you where we got to. I've just put a little strip of 18mm down there to pack out the skirting board a little bit. So I've got 2 more shelves to do. Oh, 3 more shelves, 4 more shelves. I've got this whole line here to do, and then I can put some lights in, and then I can get going with the skirting board. But I need to drill some holes first for the lights. These are the ones we went for. We just found them on Amazon. They were kind of long. They came with some little connector things, so we can chop this strip up and then join it up in little strips down there, and it will be behind that panel there, so you shouldn't be able to see any of it. And we have also got a plug down in that corner to plug them all in. So I need to drill some little holes in the bookcase, and they're gonna go just up in there, so hopefully you won't be able to see them, and they'll sit behind here. And this is the little roll that was in that box. So now I need to go find a drill, which is about that wide, which is actually a bit wider than I was expecting it to be. So hopefully we can't see the hole from outside. I can't see around the corner, so I'm just gonna look at the screen because it's so much easier. There we go. That wasn't as clean as I hoped. So we have chopped them up because they're 5 meter lengths. We've chopped them into 2.5 meter lengths, which luckily is about what 3 bully bookcases adds up to. Then you add these little connector pieces on, which give you your cut end into a connector. And I bought 2 connector packs to go with them, which gives me all of these fun little bits. So now I need to figure out how to turn 2 ends into 4 ends, and making sure that I run up here because all of the lengths end exactly there. So I need to span those gaps up there. I have, if you can see them, I've got a little bit hanging out there, a slightly larger one on the one that I've cut, that one and that one, which I now need to join up with the splitter bits and this one, and hopefully get all them connected, and then you should have light.
We are working into the night. I've just put the shade back on that was in this room. This is all lit up and looking amazing. Ollie is still filling all of the holes. And then I've just popped these into the frames. So I picked up these frames from eBay and they were really amazing. And the prints are all from Muse Home. I think that's how you say it, but I'll link them below. And I've got 6 of these that I'm hoping we can pop up on this wall. And yes, I'm doing this in my dressing gown. They're all going to tell you off for having those nails in your mouth. Dangerous.
I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Primer done.
I'm gonna let the past be filled.
I'm hitting that 4 p.m. slump. Actually, it's 25, and I'm now caulking all of the edges over here. So hopefully you can see I've just done down here, and I'm gonna do all the rest. Is looking really great, but I am getting tired. So I'm gonna crack the music on and get on with it.
And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off.
Good morning, different day, same clothes. I've got my painting clothes back on. I was up pretty late last night finishing off the caulking, but it's done and it's managed to dry overnight, so that's amazing. So now, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's the final day of this bookcase. I must admit, let me turn you around. I have been kind of tempted to keep them this colour, but I was going to be going darker, so the same colour as the door with all of the woodwork, which I've got the paint, so I am going to do that. But maybe one day I might paint it back, and that's the great thing about paint. Also today I've got my laptop out because yesterday I was listening to music, and I don't think I can listen to any more music today, so I'm going to be watching some Netflix hopefully. Just gotta hope that I don't get paint on my laptop, but I think I'm going to stick on the Maid, which I've been really enjoying, and the colour is from Valspar, and I think it was it one of theirs? Clay figurine is what they've called it.
I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken. Let my mind carry by waves.
I'm about halfway through the second coat, and Ollie's just called to say he's driving home, and it's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock and I'm not left this shelving unit all day. I don't even know if I mentioned it in this video, but if I mentioned that one day I might paint it back another colour, no, just no. It takes so long. And this shoulder, so painful, so painful. Anyway, don't want to just come on here to complain, but thought I'd let you know I'm still here, I'm still painting, and yeah, it's looking okay, but sticking all my might to stay here. Good morning. I finished it yesterday. It is done, it is painted, and now it is time to clear up this absolute mess that I have going on in here before I can finally bring stuff back in. I need you. Might actually still need you. Well, that was not satisfying at all, was it? I'm going to be honest, I've got to the point where I can't be bothered to measure anymore. So I'm going to hope this is in the middle somewhere. And about in the right place. Maybe there. Maybe there. The room is done. For now, anyway. This room is definitely going to be a work in progress. I'm going to turn you around and show you why. But originally, it was obviously our lodger's room. We really wanted to do this makeover to make it feel like ours again and to really give it that cozy feeling, which I really feel like we have achieved. It feels like our room now. It feels like a room that we want to come in. In fact, we have been quite a lot. So let me show you what it looks like now. When you come in, I'm going to start by showing you around this side, because this is the side that we are so pleased with. So on the right of the door is the shelving unit that we put in. So this was our IKEA Billy bookcase hack. So we've got 3 of their bookcases, and we decided to do a really large open kind of gap for all of the shelves, which I really love because I think it makes it look a little less IKEA. We've got the coving at the top. And then also we've carried on the same skirting around the bottom. And then as you would have seen Ollie do, we have popped in the lighting. You can see it really well from this angle. He drilled through and then we threaded the lights, and they are plugged in just down here so that we can turn them on. We can have them lots of funky colours if we want to. But we've chosen this one. It actually looks a bit pink on camera, but in real life it's a lot more of a yellow tone. And I'm actually really glad that we painted the bookcase in the end. I will say the objects on it are too small. They're too small. I've just grabbed things from around the house. For example, like this height is just not great with this vase, but it's what we're working with for now. I ran out yesterday and got those boxes from HomeSense. They fit pretty well, but I need to find a third one. And just a few more bits that are a little bit bigger, but generally I'm really pleased with it, especially when you're sat down, it feels really cozy. And then coming round, I went for the 6 prints in the middle here. They look smaller on camera than what they actually are, but these are actually all A3, and the prints are from Muse Home, and then the frames I actually got on eBay. They were only £8 each, and I am so thrilled with them. I think it would be lovely not to have the glass and the reflections, but as you guys know, we're renovating still, and I just don't want anything to get damaged, so I'm going to keep it under glass for now. And then I've moved back here to show you the sofa. So this is a sofa from SNUG, which I just think is so appropriate because we're calling this room our SNUG. And it's the forest green, but I will leave all of the details down below. I think it's the most gorgeous colour. It really adds a warmth to this room, but also a little bit of fun because we've obviously got the like semi-elegant sitting room to the front of our house. I think it's nice that this one has a bit of an element of fun to it. And under these two, which I will show you later, there's actually a sofa bed underneath. So if we have guests, we can still turn this into a bedroom, and we've got the bathroom next door. And this seat here, let me tell you, on this chaise is where I spend all of my time. And we're going to, which I just think is so genius, underneath here, I just pull this up, you've got storage. Right now we've just got the instructions under there, but we're actually going to keep all of the bedding for this bed underneath there so that when we do have guests we can just grab it, pop it out and pull it on the bed. Keep it really easy and simple. I love having storage or extra storage in rooms, just makes so much sense, and actually quite a bit will fit under there. And that is why I went for such a big throw on here. So this is actually a bed quilt, and number one, I just thought it would be lovely to snuggle into, but also when I make up the bed I can make it up with the lovely cushions and the throw. And then for the rug, we did decide to keep that Zara rug that I was worried that it was too shiny, but actually a few of you messaged me saying that you have this rug and that once it was lived in, it actually didn't look so shiny. And I love the colour. I think it goes so well with all of the tones that we've got in this room and the green. I just really love it. And it looks a lot more expensive than it was. I can't remember the exact price, but it was under £200. And this is a big rug. It's 400 by 200. The one thing I will say is that it's a little bit thin, so I'm hoping to find an underlay to go over this just to give it a little bit more warmth and oomph. Then coming round, so tempted to sit on this. Actually, maybe I will. It's so gorgeous and squishy. We brought in the footstool, which I got secondhand from the living room. This is where I think this one will actually live long term. It's the perfect size for this room, and it was a little bit small for the living room. So we're popping this one in here, and we're gonna get a new one for the living room. I've just got a few little bits and pieces over there. And then just sat down for this. I put the lovely piece of artwork over here. I really wanted something pretty over here because obviously you're sat on the sofa a lot and didn't just want to be looking at a blank wall. So I finally found a home. Oh, sorry about the reflection. For this lovely painting from Kaya Bass, but I will link all the details below again. Don't look out here, this is stuff to go to the skip, but we've got the lovely greenery. And then this is the part which I'm just not convinced on yet, because we're not 100% sure how we're going to use this room. So obviously we've got sofa over here, lovely and cozy, it just all really works really well. Garden's a bit of a mess, but we've got the garden, which leads out onto. And we're thinking maybe it would be nice to have a little bit of a desk over here, but it also could be nice to have a sofa. So, a few options. And now sat on the sofa to give you a really good idea. P.S. the blind also needs changing, it's too small. But do we get a projector and put it into the ceiling up here and have a projector behind me so we can watch like big screen, cool movies in here? Or should we get a bigger desk / console thing to go over here? So imagine the desk moving along a little bit so it's more under the window. And then over in this corner, we could pop a TV either down on that console or somewhere on the wall. I'm just not sure. Part of me feels like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, part of me is thinking it's the end of October and it's gonna be Christmas soon, and a Christmas tree would look great over in that corner. So maybe I don't want to make a decision yet, because maybe this year we'll have a Christmas tree there. Yeah, that's honestly where my mind is right now. But also I can't decide whether to have a TV or not, because this is a room that I could come in quite often and just pop something on the television, because I think to have a projector screen you need to be like really seriously watching a movie, whereas sometimes it's quite nice when you're doing a task, I don't know, like getting on with some admin or folding some laundry, and you just want to pop some noise on in the form of a TV or a movie. You're not going to be getting out the projector screen to do that. So yeah, I think the projector screen will look cooler and perhaps be a bit cooler, but I don't know if the TV is going to be more practical. And for now, we just have the old desk that wasn't here, so that if one of us wants to come in and work in here, I've put my laptop here on the tray, a nice candle over there, and I also got a new chair from IKEA. This one was super cheap. I mean, the only thing that I'm not convinced about is the green, but it does the job if either Ollie and I want to come in here, do some work, or if one of us wants to work while the other one chills. But yeah, I think future, this area is going to be changing. Let me know what you guys would do, especially if you are somebody who does have two kind of like areas which have sofas or seating areas. I'm gonna just go over in this position here. Oh, let me show you before I sign off. I was gonna sign off. I'm gonna show you the sofa bed. And then it kind of like moves with you, so I don't actually have to use any of my energy. Like, I'm not exerted from doing this at all. And then pull that one over. Put it down. You have yourself a sofa bed. And then this is what it looks like when it's all set up. I actually ran up to get our bedding just to show you it put together. So sorry if it's a bit creased, but you can kind of see I've used the back pillows here as a bit of a headboard. And then under here, you've got the bed, and actually it's really squishy. It's got quite a bit of good support. So I'm excited to have our first guest come and stay here, because I actually think it's gonna be a really nice cozy room to stay in. And now I'm gonna sign off. Thank you for watching. Do let me know what you would do with this other side of the room, TV or projector, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.